They could have just ended it with "Don't drink from any cup that's been served to you," but then they went on and they just
Yeah.
added some bullshit at the end. The whole thing's dumb. First off,
Yeah.
like I'm thirsty, but I'm never going to drink a glass of gasoline. Like I'm not a fucking idiot.
Right.
You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg Behrendt and Kane Holloway.
Hello and welcome to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers. I'm Kane Holloway.
I'm Greg Behrendt.
And over here is producer Pat.
I love before Pat even bothered to introduce himself, we left him about 100 yards of room to say his name, and then we sat there like dummies, just looking at each other while Pat said nothing. We've done 180 some episodes of the show.
Yeah, and Pat, it ebbs and flows between whether he's gonna do it or not do it. He just sits there some days. Look at him waiting to defend himself.
I think I've introduced myself only twice in 180-something episodes. So.
Well, that's Pat over there. He produces, and he's bad at cues. He's terrible at cues. He's the fuck boy of the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. We got a lot to go over today. I have my Going Dutch dating advice bowl right here. Before we get to that, I just wanted to talk about the Flash trailer dropped, and not only that, but it's been screened at CinemaCon, and everyone says it's the best. Like it's since The Dark Knight, the best.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I sort of noticed. I think it's the same as the last Spider-Man. I think everybody's excited to see Affleck and Keaton. I think Keaton's like the big draw. Supergirl, or is that Superwoman? I don't know. What is it? Is it Supergirl?
Supergirl,
yeah. So I think people are excited to see all that, and also he destroys the universe like what happened with Peter, because he wanted to make the world right, and now he wants to put it back together and have nobody die. So it's the same fucking movie.
Yeah, but they are it's
almost exactly the same movie.
Yeah. But with Flash and Batman, well, I don't understand. It's different.
It's different only that instead of 3 Spider-Mans, we get 2 Batmans.
And 2 Flashes. And a Supergirl.
Yeah.
And a possible Superman cameo. You don't know how many other cameos. Christian Bale could show up. Robert Pattinson might be around. They might do a Adam West hologram. You don't know. And, it's the exact same movie, except without wizards. And with probably way more... Look, a lot of people want to shit on No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, saying it's just nostalgia bait, which it is. But at the same time, it's still really good. I don't understand. People want to now shit on the movie that it's too much... Oh, here's Andrew Garfield, and oh, here's Tobey Maguire. But what about the Aunt May death? What about how good Willem Dafoe still is as the Green Goblin? You know, like Peter got to almost fight the Sinister Six. That's still within the MCU. I mean, it's still great. It still makes me cry. Andrew Garfield catches Zendaya, and it's just like one of those beautiful moments. And if you don't cry, then you're a fucking robot with no heart. That's just
I mean, look, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I saw it twice. I liked it. it's a lot of fan service, but I don't know what comics are but fan service.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
That's all it is. First off, if you're not 14 years old and you're hating on Spider-Man, you live alone. And you've had a hard time with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're a narcissist.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been a DC guy. I would say Batman's my number one, and then Spider-Man's my number two superhero out of those two superheroes. So I'm very excited to see a bunch of different Batmen and a couple Flashes. It's gonna be way, but it already, like, I was excited for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but I was, because it's Sam Raimi and it's like all kinds of crazy cool shit could happen, and then nothing happens and it's just fucking whatever.
Do you listen to Smartless? Do either of you guys listen to Smartless?
No. It makes me not like Jason Bateman.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the way he talks to Sean Hayes and Will Arnett that I'm like, oh, I don't want to dislike Jason Bateman.
Oh, I love it. But Affleck was just on it.
Uh-huh.
And he said that the performance in the Flash movie is his best, and that it was the first time he understood the character of Batman, and now he wishes he could do it again.
Yeah.
Because he was like doing the movie and went, oh, fuck, that's who this guy is.
Yeah. He just had, he had a bad Batman to work with in Zack Snyder. Like, the Batman that Zack Snyder gave him was like was just the Punisher. So it was like a different guy. So yeah, if you would have watched The Dark Knight or any of the other Batman movies, I mean, exception of the Michael Keaton movies, because he kills everybody. Michael Keaton's Batman kills so many people. He lights a clown on fire with his Batmobile flame in the back and drives away.
Yeah.
Or he straps him.
And that's Tim Burton.
Yeah. He strapped a bomb to one guy, and when the guy noticed there was a bomb on his chest, he looked back at Batman and he's smiling. He kicks him into a hole and he fucking explodes into a million pieces. So Michael Keaton's Batman is a full-on murderer. But for some reason, it doesn't hit you the same way until somebody like kind of tells you, oh, Michael Keaton's Batman is a murderer. But when you see Batman v Superman and you see Ben Affleck shooting people in cars and then using a grappling hook to hook a car and use it as a fucking ball, like a giant wrecking ball to smash into he's turning everybody into bullet-riddled pancake batter. He's like squashing them completely. So like, then you're like, why is Batman killing everybody? This is horrifying.
Yeah.
So I hope he doesn't kill anybody in the Flash movie. That's my hope.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Who directed the Flash movie?
The guy who directed the It movie, the last two It movies.
Interesting.
Yeah. And James Gunn is saying it's the best. Huh?
He might end up with a career.
Yeah. Well, that first It movie is really great. Really, really great. That second one is not great. Not good at all. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be cool. Also, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 looks really good. Looks really
I even think the Marvels trailer was kind of good.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm interested in the concept of them like using their powers and then switching to wherever they are, and then they have to team up. I kind of like that. But I don't have any connection to any of those characters, really. Like I don't. So I'll go see it. But I've missed every single. I think everything in like Phase 5 I've missed. Ant-Man, Black Panther. I think I've missed almost all of it. I don't like make time to watch any of the Marvel shit now.
I've seen it all on airplanes.
Yeah,
I've seen it now that I'm traveling. Like I watch Wakanda, which was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. It's a decent movie.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't have paid to go see it. But I was stuck on a plane and it was the exact length of the flight.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was kind of amazing.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should all see this Flash movie and then do a bonus episode on it. We might, you know what? Even if we're feeling a little froggy, maybe we'll watch one of like the older Batman movies and then just do like a bonus episode on that. And like, since we haven't seen it in a long time, you know, like do something where it's like, oh shit, let's watch this old movie and then do an episode on it. I have the Date Advice Bowl from my Going Dutch show. My Going Dutch show is a dating show, dating comedy show. Comics come up, share the stage together, and we poll date advice questions written in by audience members. And I got this bowl's stacked, filled to the brim. A lot of people write in. Had last 2 times was sold out. The next one is May 25th. If you're in the San Diego area, come out. Get some tickets. Follow me at Kane Holloway if you don't already. Let's see here. We're going to pull randomly. Let's see what this question says. How do I get my significant other off dating apps?
I mean, if dating him isn't doing it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it would seem like that dating would be the thing that would do it, get you off the apps. Are you on the apps now?
Say again?
Are you on the apps?
No, I even before, I think I got off of them right around the same time I started talking with Raina. And then when Raina and I split up, I never re-downloaded them. So I've been off of them.
And Pat, you're off of them?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm on them. I'm on
Yeah, but you're just doing that to make friends.
I'm on Dribble.
Which is for
old men. It's for old men.
Old basketball players. Dribble.
It just describes how the cum comes out.
Oh my
God damn. Oh fuck.
It's the old man app. Dribble. I'm getting pretty spicy out at sea, boys.
What are you doing? All dirty shows out there?
I tell you, last weekend, this week, the other comics are both so dirty.
Were they?
Yeah. I make them close.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't want to, like, I have a couple of like dirty jokes, but they're nothing comparatively.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually talked myself out of the dirty at 12:30. I talked myself off a spot at the dirty at 12:30 in Vegas. There's a dirty show that starts at 12:30, and some guys were like, I'll introduce you to the guy. And I was like, I'm not dirty. And they're like, yeah, it's like a quick 5-minute spot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just like I'm just like not a dirty comic. I mean, I do it, and they're like, yeah, but you got to be dirty, and I just like talk myself out of the show. And then I've like seen old footage. I'm like, no, I do. Yeah, I have a couple of dirty jokes, but there's something about like going up there and forcing myself to like, you know, like talk about sex in a funny way. I'm like, but I do have like a 4.5-minute dick pic joke, so I don't know what my problem was.
No, I've got some stuff like about sex, but it isn't. It's really more about me failing at it, and it just isn't like what a dirty comic does. Like that's like a thing. It's like roasting. I don't have any roasting in me. I mean, I can roast you, but it's only because I know you.
It's true.
You know what I mean? I can't go up and just roast a random and say horrible things about them, you know, or demean a woman or whatever those things are, like, you know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't interest me. I also don't seek out that kind of comedy.
Right, yeah.
Like when I'm viewing comedy, like I don't love really dirty comedy. I love a good joke.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, dirty or not.
Right.
Like the guy that I'm working with right now has some good jokes. He's not. There's nothing wrong with this. It's not like he's being the lowest common denominator. Mm-hmm. He just happens to work dirty, and they just happen to love it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I'm like, well, let me go first, and I'll say a couple of dirty things, and then you can just fucking have them.
How long do you go for?
20 minutes.
You do 20 minutes?
That's it. Both of us, 20 minutes. The show's only 45 minutes long.
Dude, that's cake, man. That's so great.
Cake. It's cake.
That's the same thing of like doing any show in Vegas. You're headlining, featuring, you do 20, 30 minutes and you do one show a night and then you're done. And unless you want to do more time, like I ended up doing like a late spot at Jimmy Kimmel's Club where everyone's like hammered drunk and basically you're just fighting the audience the whole time. But it's just so nice to do like 20, 30. And then you just have the rest of the night to do fucking nothing. I did nothing. I don't gamble. I don't drink. The Vegas is basically pointless unless I'm working.
Yeah. I mean, out here, we do a lot of shows. So, yeah. You know, there's a 7:30, a 9:30, and an 11:30. And that 11:30 show is late.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But anyway, let's get back to dating.
Yep. If my date asks me out to a restaurant across the street from his house, does he only want to sleep with me?
I mean, what if it's a good restaurant? Like, what if you happen to live near a good restaurant? If I live near a good restaurant, I think it's multifaceted. I think, yes, sleeping is an option. He doesn't have to work too hard. You know, if it's shitty, he's fucking home.
Dude, yeah, it's actually kind of perfect. You wish that you had something.
Yeah. Like if I had a good restaurant near my house and I was dating, I would definitely. And also, we can go back to my place. We don't have to. It's multi-tiered, I think. I don't think it's one thing or the other.
Yeah.
If it's a shitty restaurant, he's trying to fuck you. But if he's taking you to a shitty restaurant, he's failing.
Yeah. If he takes you to a Jimmy John's, then he's just trying to get up in you. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want to know your name. He's just wants an Italian sub. Let's see here. What is something you experienced on a date or in a relationship that is a deal breaker for future partners? Blonde hair.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I've been dating the same kind of person the last few years. The same kind of like looking, same kind of like feel. same kind of like ideals. There's like this is like a turnoff for both dating and just people in general. People that are like, since we're in the self-help arena, I noticed there's a big difference in people who will do self-help while also practicing getting better themselves. And then there's also a idea about self-help, like getting into a camp, like understanding yourself as like a type A personality or whatever, but like never progressing past the idea. It's like when an alcoholic says I'm an alcoholic, but keeps drinking. You know what I mean? Rather than actually getting like that type of help.
Yeah,
And
they know their way around a philosophy, but they aren't able to employ it.
Yeah, it just more defines them rather than it being a signal to help. And I've noticed that there's like, while I was dating, I met a bunch of women that were like, oh yeah, I took this Myers-Briggs test and I'm this or whatever. And like that whole concept of like getting to know yourself. But then that's as far as it goes, is oddly a turnoff for me. It's just something where I'm like, it kind of is a red flag for me now, where it's like, you have to do more. If there's like, oh, this is the type of attachment style that I have or whatever it is. It's like, I have anxious attachment, or I have blah, 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 whatever. I have this type of sense about me. And it's like, okay, well then how do you work on yourself past that? And if it's like, well, no, that's just what I'm like. And it's like, no, that's not what the book is about. That's not what the test is for. It's like all this shit. And, anytime I hear that kind of stuff, which is why I'm glad we don't do it on this show, because I find all that stuff pretty silly. It's like those books or those type of self-help books of like, here's how to better understand yourself. It's like, I don't know. There's just some sort of like snake oil salesman idea to it that I don't really like.
Yeah. I haven't dated in a million years, but my whole thing was how much they drank on the first date.
Oh yeah.
Once I got sober, like I had to put a girl back into bed. I had to carry her up a flight of stairs and put her into bed. And it was almost like because I didn't drink, she drank more.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that. A lot of people are nervous to drink around me. People think they're going to trigger me. So people get nervous to drink around me until they get comfortable around me. Then they're getting hammered. Then people are stumbling over themselves and getting way too close to my face. Oh, I had a woman come up to me after a show in Vegas, and she was just like, my house burned down. She was like right in my face. She smelled like tequila. She was sweaty, so she had like that musk. Like that musk that people have when they've been walking around a goddamn casino all day in the hot Vegas sun, drinking their asses off. And she's just like, my house burned down. And I just wanted to thank you for giving me joy. She kept touching my chest. Get your fucking hands off of me. Get your drunk, hot fucking hands off of me. Sweaty palms on my chest. I got a handprint on my shirt now. Oh, this will be good for Greg. Greg, should I keep my socks on in bed?
No.
No. Great.
It wouldn't bother me if somebody did, but I can't. I can't keep my socks on.
Yeah, I don't like sleeping with my socks on either. As soon as I get home, my socks get flung off. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Stinky feet. All right, last one. Soaking, yay or nay?
I hate it.
I love it.
I hate the sound of it. I hate the word. Like, to me, soaking is so fucking gross. Like, it's so gross. It's like the grossest.
I know. Dude, I just like, it's such a thing too in the Mormon community, where people like your friends have to bounce the bed. Two people soak, and then your friends bounce the bed so they can simulate sex, but just so they don't upset God. But the people who bounce the bed are like oddly turned on and giggly about them being involved in the bed bouncing thing. It's like, dude, I feel like you're breaking a ton of laws, not just disappointing God, but this feels wrong. This feels like none of you should be in this room. This is it's akin to an orgy.
Have either of you guys watched Jury Duty?
No.
No.
Do you know what Jury Duty is?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's fucking awesome. It is great. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where they do. I mean, I only saw the clip with James Marsden, the guy who played Cyclops.
Yeah.
I only saw that clip. I haven't seen the show though.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Oh.
And there's a soaking scene in it where James Marsden bounces on the bed. It's so good. The show's so good, you gotta watch it.
Soaking. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, fuck. Well, so you're a nay for the soaking then.
Nay on soaking.
Pat, if Greg and I came over to your house and you wanted to soak, would you want us to bounce the bed for you? You were a soaker.
I'll let you guys go on that. That's okay.
I mean, we're here for you. We're your best friends. So if you need that from us, we'll do it, right, Greg?
Hello? I think you froze.
That's also called dribbling.
We'll be right back.
This mean song, the theme song for What Does This Mean song. We'll read a self-help quote, and they're definitely not memes. Memes are something completely different than quotes. Quotes are supposed to help you through all the bullshit in your life, and memes are like that poster of that cat hanging from a tree, and it says, "Hang in there, baby," or "Mondays, am I right? Mondays, am I right?" So if you can think of a different title, then we'll probably change it.
What does this meme? It's the theme to the show, to inspire you, to change things about your life, to not take bullshit from fuck. Don't take bullshit from fuckers is a meme. It's an inspirational quote.
Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, it was making its rounds on the internet. But but it's died down.
It really has taken a back seat. Before we get to the memes that we have this week, another movie I forgot to bring up at the top. Beau is Afraid. Have you guys seen this movie?
No, I've just heard about it.
Dude, Beau is Afraid is directed by the Hereditary guy, Joaquin Phoenix. Essentially what this movie is a guy who is going through a pure panic attack where it's Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong in the worst, craziest way possible. Beau is Afraid is probably one of the fucking weirdest, craziest movies I've ever. The way it starts is just shocking and terrible, and then the way it ends is super confusing, and you have to sit with it, and it makes you feel really uncomfortable. I really want you guys to see this movie.
No. Is this the guy that made Midsommar?
Yeah.
Never gonna see another. I'm never gonna see another one of his movies.
dude.
I actually hate him. I hated Midsommar so much.
Yeah.
He's a provocateur. I don't like it.
Yes.
I don't like him. I don't like the people that like him, and that includes my daughters. I hate everything he wants to put on film.
Yeah.
I don't want to be challenged. I don't want to be challenged in that way.
It definitely, this is one of those things that does it. And it's such a Joaquin Phoenix type of movie. Like when you see him in it, and then you see, like, when you finally like see the whole thing, you're like, yeah, this is something that before he even read the script, I bet Joaquin Phoenix was like, yeah, I'll be in it. Sure, for sure. I'll be in it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's pure nightmare fuel for 3 hours. It's 3 hours long. 3 hours long. God. And there's this whole running thing. I'll just say this, since we brought up dribble at the start of the show, that they show his testicles, and he was told at a very young age by his mom that if he ever has sex with a woman and ejaculates, he'll die. And so he's never ejaculated, and you just get many shots of his balls, and they're humongous, and he's naked for a lot of it, and then it's really self-indulgent in the middle. And the whole time I'm just like, I was shocked and then bored, and then shocked again and then bored. But I need one of you to watch it. If Greg's not gonna watch it, you got to do me a solid and watch it, because I need to talk.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it.
Well, what do you have?
I only watched Midsommar, and I didn't finish it because I love Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the only reason I want to see the Marvels is I love Brie Larson.
Yeah, sure.
Like, my choice in movies sometimes can just be because of my pathetic attraction.
Sure.
To the star of the movie.
Absolutely.
It could be a guy. It could be a guy too.
Yeah, that's why I watched the last Puss in Boots movie. I had a huge boner. I got a big dribble for Antonio Banderas.
Oh no.
I love him.
Yeah. Yeah. I did too.
Antonio Banderas as Selma Hayek is the first sex scene I ever saw, Desperado, and it informed my
Desperado is so fucking good.
Desperado's the best.
The original Desperado is really good, and the remake is really good.
Yes. They're I love them all.
Robert Rodriguez has a new movie coming out. He's got some new movie coming out. They look kind of cheap, but whatever.
Yeah, I gotta look. I gotta look that up. Robert Rodriguez he's wonderful. What we have memes. I have some memes. Some of them are real man quotey. Let's see here. I love to play stupid, but trust me, I know everything you think I don't.
Okay, wait a minute. Say it again.
I wish I could do it like Pat does. I love to play stupid, but trust me, I know everything you think I don't.
God, here's the thing. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I don't know better than anybody. I never have thought of myself as smarter than people.
Mm-mm.
And I have never like championed my own intellect over others.
Of course.
I know what I know.
Right.
And I think I'm a pretty smart guy, but I don't assert myself in that way a lot of times. I'll let other people talk who sometimes don't know as much as I do, but I don't want to, like I'm not interested in winning in that way.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, I don't need to. Who wants to listen to someone flex their intelligence And that's what I think that's what he's also saying was like, yeah, I'll play stupid, but you let me know. Also, then you contradict yourself too. Because you look stupid when you say shit like that. So dumb when it's like, I'm not dumb. That's what he's essentially doing. Just so you know, I'm not dumb. That should be the quote.
Yeah.
All right, I got this one. Most people never heal because they stay in their heads replaying corrupted scenarios. Let it go.
It's too long.
Too long.
It's too long.
And then I have another real man quote.
Something can be true and not worth writing down.
Yeah.
You know, something can be true. Like what he's saying is running old ideas in your head. Sure.
Yeah.
But give me something to hang on to. These are like choruses of songs. They're supposed to fucking hook you.
Yeah.
They're supposed to and then makes you say them again to yourself. Not try and remember what you just fucking heard.
Right. Yeah, that one definitely was long-winded and nonsensical. This one is my last one. It's got a wolf. Looks real fierce, this wolf. And it said, let's be clear, I trust no one. Let's be clear.
Good. I hope you enjoy your paranoid life.
I want to be clear.
Fucking good for you.
I want to be as clear as can be. I trust no one. The fuck?
This I saw. Yeah, so it's not really a meme. I mean, it is kind of. It's not inspirational though. It says nothing hurts more than your favorite person turning into a life lesson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's like, yeah.
I mean, that's just like a truth. And it's Kanye.
Oh. So he's talking about the Jews then?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, it's. I've never liked Kanye. You can go back and listen to old episodes of this show where Kanye gets brought up sometimes, and I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan. I always kind of think he's pretty. Everyone's like, oh, he's a genius. I've always kind of thought he was overrated, in my opinion. And now it's it's pretty easy to say you hate Kanye, you don't like Kanye or whatever, but whatever. But that's hard to disagree with.
It is.
You know, in his manic state, with his like crazy paranoia that he has and that he won't deal with, little gems pop out of that guy, and then you're like, oh, fuck. True.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, ultimately, the person you're in love with becomes your favorite person.
Yeah.
And then they can also become a life lesson.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they can be a good life lesson, that person that you love.
Well, a life lesson isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. They can become like, oh, look at all the garbage I've had to deal with and I don't have to deal with anymore because of the person I found. This person is my new life lesson. This is the type of love that I should have been aiming for this whole time.
Yeah.
So I like it. Hey, we got a good one. We got one.
I've got a couple here. This one comes from Mindset Therapy. This pops up in my feed every once in a while, this account. Never become so thirsty that you drink from any cup that's presented to you. Be selective, be smart, be wise.
Oh, boy.
Oh God.
They could have just ended it with "Don't drink from any cup that's been served to you," but then they went on and they just added some bullshit at the end. The whole thing's dumb. First off,
Yeah.
like I'm thirsty, but I'm never going to drink a glass of gasoline. Like I'm not a fucking idiot.
Right. Yeah. And I hate that type of quote where it's like let me take a bunch of innuendo and present it to you in a way that might seem clever to you. That'll trick you into feeling like, oh, I get it. And to feel smart in the moment makes it seem like it's a good quote. But it's also too long. It also sounds like something Yoda would say to Luke. When you put it in that context, it seems fucking silly to have a green puppet telling you not to be thirsty.
I've got another one here. This one is from The Love Change. This one is long. Be the person who breaks the cycle. If you are judged, choose understanding. If you are rejected, choose acceptance. If you are shamed, choose compassion. Be the person you needed when you were hurting, not the person who hurt you.
No, brother.
Holy shit. That was like a presidential address. God damn.
I mean, that is just terrible. I don't remember it.
No.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
We're just living in a time where people just write down what they think, and then we think it means something because they put it in a post, and because we've read good posts, we think, oh, it'll be a good post, and it's not.
Mm-hmm. It's
another one that could have ended after the first sentence.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll close it out with this one. This one is from Brene Brown. One day you will tell the story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will become someone else's survival guide.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the whole point of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sharing our fucking bullshit. And, Brene Brown's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brene Brown. I heard her on Marin. She was really funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's really funny. She's a funny lady. She gets it. She gets it.
Well, yeah. That one feels good. I like that one.
If you have a meme, send it in to us or put it on the Discord or put it in our Instagram. You know how to get a hold of us. You've been listening to the show. Check the links below.
Segment three, since we are a dating show as well as, we give life advice, it's not just for dating or relationships in general, but, we do cover, trying to have a healthy relationship filled with boundaries, as well as you want to have a good time. They always say, even then when you get into a relationship, never stop dating each other. Take each other out on dates, make each other feel special. Well, that's what this segment is for, because I have 2 date ideas, 2 brand new date ideas that I hope you guys are ready for. I would love to know if someone went on these date ideas after I said them. I might not. I might even go on one of these date ideas. The first one is called The Succession Date, based on the HBO hit show Succession. It's a double date, so you have to go on it with another couple. You go to dinner at an expensive restaurant, and then you roast each other the entire time When the bill comes, you make the waiter your Logan Roy, and each of you gets a chance to lobby for why you shouldn't have to pay the bill and why the other three should have to pay the bill. When everyone is done, the waiter picks who has to pay and who has to leave the tip. The succession date.
I mean, other than calling it the succession date, I don't know how it really relates to the show. Other than maybe you're in a nice restaurant.
Also, the waiter has to die randomly in the bathroom.
But you have to drive the waiter into a creek.
There, see, we workshopped it out. Someone has to die in this one.
Somebody has to die. Succession's been. Have you been watching it? Have you guys been watching it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. If they could maintain what they've done, it's already halfway over. If they keep this up and end it, it's going to be the best show that was ever on television.
Yeah.
They just, the level that they keep it at, the way they keep evolving it. The guy that's playing Mattson is unreal.
Yep.
Skarsgård, such a brother. And you can watch them again. Like, they're so fun to rewatch because they're dense.
Yeah.
So there's like little pieces you didn't get the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's always evolving and changing.
Mm-hmm.
Shiv's got something up her sleeve.
Well, Mattson
with all that blood.
Oh, dude, the blood scene was fucking crazy.
That was such a good scene.
I think Shiv finally feels valid. I rewatched the first 3 seasons, and Shiv is always getting shit on. Shiv thinks Shiv is really unlikable, but she's painted to be really unlikable. Well, she is unlikable, but she's painted to also look and feel unlikable because of how everyone treats her as she attempts to try and run the company. And all of her attempts are met with complete roadblocks and disappointment from all the other guys, everybody, including Tom, who fucks her in the end of season 3, right? And Mattson is the first one to be like, you're good. And then because of you, this deal is going to go through. And she finally feels validated by somebody. And that's really dangerous because now she's like, oh, cool. Now that I'm on top, I'm going to try and reconnect with my husband again, which feels so awful. All of that just felt so terrible.
I know, but it's so good. So good.
I know. I need Tom to run away. But Tom also is a guy that, like, he made his bed. He's such a and like all of the dynamics are now switching. Now that Logan is gone, the dynamics are completely switching around. There's anybody's punching bag anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. All right. This last date, I want to know if you guys would go on this one. This one's called the Titanic date.
Nope. No, go ahead.
You have to do everything Jack and Rose did in the hit 90s romantic comedy Titanic. The first one you have to do is save your date's life. One of you has to put yourself in a life-threatening situation that the other one has to talk you out of. If you're successful, you build a trust in each other. And if you're not successful, then you're going to have to find a new date. They probably drowned. 2, teach each other how to spit. This could also be used in the bedroom. 3, have a fancy dinner with rich snobs. 4, leave the fancy dinner and go drink and dance at a house party thrown by poor people. If you want to be movie accurate, they have to be poor Irish people. 5, you have to draw each other naked. Doesn't matter who draws and who poses naked. Doesn't matter if you have any skills in drawing. One or both of you pose nude and the other draws, or you could both pose nude and draw each other. It'll be like when 2 people take a picture of each other taking pictures of each other, except you're naked. 6, have sex in a car. Could be your car, could be her car. But if you want to be movie accurate, you have to break into some stranger's car and fuck in it until the glass is all foggy. and someone slaps their moist hand on the glass. 7, you have to end the night by one of you sitting on a door and the other one laying in a bathtub filled with freezing water. And 8, one of you has to be engaged to someone else. So for this date, you'll be cheating on your fiance.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's lengthy.
Yep.
I like the drawing part.
I knew you'd like the
That's
drawing
about
part.
it. That's about it.
You don't want to go to a house party filled with poor Irish people?
No, and I don't want to get in a cold bath because I'm not
Oh.
Joe Rogan. I'm not Joe Rogan. I don't need to get into an ice bath like an asshole.
You don't want to take performance-enhancing drugs and get into an ice bath and talk about existentialism with Jordan Peterson? Come on, Greg.
Yeah, make up the Joe Rogan date.
Okay, I can do that.
So you're Joe Rogan and you treat your date like a guest. That involves swiping, getting high, a lot of anti-vax stuff.
Oh, great. I love it. Done.
I just had a guy who was a friend of mine. He's no longer a friend of mine. Who's turned into a rabid anti-vaxxer, and he was just sending me some anti-HIV stuff today about how all the HIV drugs are fake.
What?
Other than Tucker Carlson being fired, I have no hope.
Yeah.
Did you see that somebody sent me a tweet? It's from you remember the episode of Succession where Logan's assistant, who he's been sleeping with, he tries to turn into the new anchor. And somebody took a screenshot of that and sent it to me, and it says Tucker Carlson's replacement.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I'm wondering now, because I just had strep throat and I was so sick I didn't want to go to the doctor. I just didn't want to go to the doctor. I hate going to the doctor, but I need the medicine to make myself feel better. I need the antibiotics to be able to get I couldn't swallow. Everything felt like I was swallowing glass. But the last thing I wanted to do was go to the doctor and sit there feeling like shit, having them give me pills and stuff. Is that what anti-vaxxers are? Just people who don't want to go to the doctor. And they're just like, it doesn't work, dude. It just doesn't work. It's medicine's for chumps. Just stay home and be sick. Be a man.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. Proof doesn't mean anything to them. People literally living with AIDS doesn't mean anything to them.
No. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Or not getting it, having HIV and never getting AIDS because the drugs work.
Right. Finally. We're finally
people were dropping dead front, right, and center.
Yeah.
People were dying like crazy. And then right around the time of Magic Johnson, they figured some shit out.
Yeah.
And he's been healthy for fucking years.
Yeah.
Years.
Reddit remix. My wife won't stop giving the worst blowjobs of all time on purpose. Hi, so I wouldn't reach out to Reddit if I didn't have any other options. I feel like there's a lot more options than Reddit, but okay, whatever. But right now I feel like what? Say it again.
Like health professionals?
Yeah. Reddit? Your first idea is to go to Reddit. This is why you get the worst blowjobs, because you have fucking horrible ideas. This guy's an anti-vaxxer. But right now I feel like I can't even talk to my friends or family about it. Well, if it's about your wife sucking your dick, don't talk to your family about it. God, I hate this guy. This guy sucks already. basically every year since we got together 11 years ago, my wife has made it her New Year's resolution to give me the best blowjob and the worst blowjob of my life. It sounds kind of funny at first, but at this point, it's getting really old. I thought she was joking the first time she told me, and I kind of went along with it at first, but the last few years have been absolutely unbearable, borderline painful. It's not just like an accidental thing, like she sets out a day in her calendar app and surprises me with it when I get home from work. I spend every day that year before the day comes dreading that when I get home, she has decided that today is the day. Every year, she intentionally tries to make it worse or better than the year before. She seems proud of herself after, but I'm just left feeling unsatisfying and like a shell of a man, and usually in some kind of pain. And remember, every year gets worse. I do enjoy the best ones. Duh. And she really does improve her technique, and it's exciting every year, and it makes me feel like she cares about our sex life. Like at this point, I feel like the only reason I'm in this relationship is just for the best blowjob days. They've been together for 11 years. I can't talk to my friends or family about this because such a personal aspect of our relationship. And even when I've attempted to talk to a friend about it, he thought I was joking and brushed me off. What do I do? I'm starting to feel crazy. Should I ask for a divorce? She's been my best friend and love of my life since the summer she graduated high school. We honestly have a perfect relationship outside of this, but I'm starting to dread going home to her advice. Tell her to stop.
Right.
Tell her it hurts. What the fuck?
Also, hey, you know what? Turnabout's fair play. Say, my turn next.
Yeah. I'm going to get adult braces and then I'm going down on you. How do you like that? Yeah.
I sort of love that I love that she does this. I don't think I would enjoy it.
No.
And I think I would have gotten the joke after one time. But there's something that probably turns her on about giving a bad blowjob. And a bad blowjob can be so many things.
Yeah.
It doesn't just have to be painful.
Yeah, she could literally just be
blow
blowing. Yeah, blowing near it. Yeah, I mean, this is a hard thing to bring up. Like I've had bad blowjobs before, and that's a hard thing to bring up when you're like, maybe don't go down. Maybe, kind of hurts, and then you have to go through that whole thing where then now you're in a fight because you brought up something that's pretty personal. That's hard to bring up. But when your wife that's her whole goal is to make it not only the worst to the point where it hurts your dick and you feel like an empty shell of a man. I think you have a ton of room to tell her, hey, let's stop doing this. I want to break up. That's how bad these are. Yeah. I want to break up with you.
Just tell her.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. You got to have those conversations though, because the whole point, if you get your feelings hurt, you got to really check your ego, because the whole reason you're there in the first place is to help.
Yes.
That's the whole point of the blowjob.
Right.
I'm going to help you. Yeah. It's a helping thing. So if someone's doing something that hurts, you got to say, hey, you know how you're trying to help me? You got to watch your molars. Got to watch your molars. That's all.
Yeah.
Your mouth is tiny.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Do it like on a popsicle. You don't rub your teeth on a popsicle; it's too cold.
Yeah. And there's a cap for both of these. There is the blowjobs are only gonna get so good to the point where it's just gonna feel the same every single time. They're never gonna get better than that one time where it was the best. And then they're never gonna be worse than that one time where it was unbearable, he said. So now that you've reached the bottom, short of biting your dick off, there is no more floor and there's no more ceiling. So tell her to knock it off. Or what Greg said, quid pro quo. That's now my turn. I get to go down and give you the best head you've ever had and the worst. And they're going to be back to back. First, I'm going to make you come as hard as you've ever come. And then you're going to be trying to squirm away from me. All right? And then maybe that'll click if you don't want to have a conversation. But I think you should start with the conversation. And if it goes nowhere, then go, okay, then turnabout's fair play. Bang. There's your solution. What a weird relationship.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Would you like to experiment with the best and worst head you've ever gotten in your life? Have you gotten the best head and worst head with the same person? What else are you dealing with? What kind of fuckers and bullshit are you dealing with in your life? Send it to us at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow the show and send your memes and more questions to our Instagram, DTBFF Podcast. You can follow me on both Instagram and TikTok at Kane Holloway. Go to kaneholloway.com for show dates. Oh, and
I'm Greg Behrendt, and you can follow me at what were you going to say, Patreon?
Sorry. Yeah. Did you do yours? Did that come out good? Are you able to cut me talking over
me? Nobody hits me up online. It doesn't matter. I'm Greg Behrendt. Go fuck yourself sideways and eat a dick. Come find me at I don't fucking care. Blah blah blah. Fart noise.
Great, and you can also
.com.
Yeah, you can get all of the things that he just said on a T-shirt or a pillow at our Redbubble store. Link is in our bio. You can find Greg on the dating apps Dribbble.
Come find me on Dribble and Venmo.
Get him on Venmo. Send him some money. Don't request anything from him. And what about you, Pat?
You can find me at DTBFF Producer Pat on Instagram.
You can also call in the show. What's that number, Pat?
That number is 323-379-5544.
Don't take bullshit from fuckers.
Welcome.
Hey there, if you like the show, you can find bonus episodes and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. And then rate the show 5 stars on iTunes because it's the right thing to do. All music by the Rating Monarchs, produced by Patrick Kelly.
Greg, so let's do titles real quick. You Live Alone, Full-On Murderer, Why is Batman Killing Everybody? I'm on Dribble, It's Getting Spicy Out at Sea, I Did Nothing, If It's a Shitty Restaurant, He's Just Trying to Fuck You, Get Your Drunk Hot Hands Off of Me, This Feels Wrong, Nay on Soaking, Pathetic Attraction, I Don't Know Anything, I Hope You Enjoy Your Paranoid Life, I'm Never Going to Drink a glass of gasoline, Somebody Has to Die, or You Got to Watch Your Molars.